Chelsea continues their impressive run in the Premier League as Liam Rossinier makes it 4 wins from 4 league games. With a stunning first-half hat-trick from Cole Palmer, bringing his tally to 7 goals in the Premier League, Chelsea dismantled Wolves in a dominant 3-1 victory at Molineux. But how exactly did the Blues break down their opponents so effectively? And how has Rossinier transformed this Chelsea side into an elite scoring machine, netting an incredible 22 goals across 9 games in all competitions? Both managers lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, with Wolves desperate for just their second win of the season, while Chelsea aimed to extend their red-hot form. Stick around as we dive deep into the tactics, key moments, and player masterclasses that made this match a tactical showcase. When Wolves are in possession, they look to build play from the back, with both fullbacks, Matt Doherty and Hugo Bueno, staying wide and holding the width. A key feature of this structure is goalkeeper José Sá stepping high up the pitch to join the 2 center-backs, Mosquera and Santiago Bueno. With the goalkeeper moving higher to form the back line, Wolves effectively create a situational back 3. This movement frees Doherty and Hugo Bueno to push higher up the pitch, where they join João Gomes and Angel Gomes in midfield, while still maintaining their width. In these moments, both fullbacks operate more like wide midfielders. This setup is very deliberate. By stretching Chelsea's press horizontally, Wolves aim to open central spaces, and if Chelsea refuse to jump aggressively, Wolves always have wide outlets to progress the ball and relieve pressure. José Sá's advanced positioning transforms Wolves' usual 4-2-3-1 into a 3-4-3-1 during the build-up phase. In midfield, Angel Gomes is given license to advance into the half spaces, positioning himself between Chelsea's lines, while João Gomes acts as the deeper pivot. João Gomes frequently drops closer to the back line to receive the ball under pressure and progress play through the center. Rob Edwards' overall plan was clear. Invite Chelsea to press high, play through that press, and then attack Chelsea's back line with pace, numbers, and third-man runs. By committing many players into the press, Chelsea risked being left short at the back once the first line was bypassed, creating the potential for clear goal-scoring opportunities. To counter Wolves' build-up, Chelsea deployed an aggressive man-to-man pressing scheme, dropping into a 4-4-2 defensive shape. Cole Palmer and João Pedro formed the first line of pressure. When one pressed the center-back in possession, the other moved to cut off the nearest passing option, forcing Wolves away from simple build-up passes and into riskier decisions. Behind them, Enzo Fernández and Pedro Neto dropped deeper to form a midfield 4 alongside Moises Caicedo and André Santos. Enzo and Neto were tasked with blocking passing lanes into the half spaces while staying close enough to jump and press the fullbacks when the ball was played wide. Enzo focused on pressing Doherty, while Neto was responsible for Hugo Bueno. Meanwhile, Caicedo and Santos aggressively marked Wolves' double pivot of João Gomes and Angel Gomes. This intense pressing approach frequently forced Wolves into rushed decisions, technical errors, and high-risk passes. In response, Edwards instructed his forwards, particularly the wingers, to drop deeper during build-up. This served 2 purposes: dragging Chelsea's defenders out of position and creating space in behind for third-man runs. However, Chelsea's fullbacks dealt with these movements effectively, limiting Wolves' ability to exploit the space left behind. While Edwards' tactical ideas were well-structured and logical, Wolves lacked the technical profile required to consistently execute a possession-based style under heavy pressure. This limitation has been a recurring theme for Wolves throughout the season. When Chelsea are in possession, they progress the ball in a similar manner to Wolves. During the initial build-up phase, Marc Cucurella steps out of the back line and moves high and wide, effectively operating as a winger. This movement allows Enzo Fernández to drift infield from the left and occupy the left half space, while Cole Palmer positions himself in the right half space. With Enzo and Palmer operating between the lines, Chelsea create a line of 3 behind striker João Pedro. As Pedro Neto and Cucurella hold the width on either side, this line effectively becomes a 4-man attacking line. Once Chelsea established sustained control in Wolves' half, Malo Gusto pushes higher to join the midfield, forming a midfield 3 alongside Moises Caicedo and André Santos. At this point, Chelsea's structure evolves into a midfield box, with Caicedo and Santos as the deeper pair, and Enzo and Palmer positioned ahead of them. The objective of this setup is clear: overload the central areas and progress the ball through the middle by outnumbering Wolves in midfield. To counter Chelsea's build-up, and Rob Edwards instructed Wolves to aggressively protect the center of the pitch. Their pressing scheme was designed to deny Chelsea's central progression and force play wide into less dangerous areas. Wolves strikers, Tolu Arokodare and Adam Armstrong, led the press by engaging Chelsea's center-backs while simultaneously using their cover shadows to block access into Caicedo and Santos. Behind them, Matheus Mane and Hee-chan Hwang inverted from their wide positions to man-mark Chelsea's double pivot. Angel Gomez and João Gomez were tasked with closely tracking the movements and runs of Enzo and Palmer, ensuring Chelsea's advanced midfielders had little time or space to receive between the lines. The instructions for Wolves were very clear: prevent central progression at all costs, force Chelsea wide, and ensure numerical equality or superiority in midfield. This approach limited Chelsea's ability to play through the center during long spells. To overcome this pressure, Enzo and Palmer frequently dropped deeper to offer additional passing options. By doing so, they combined quickly to break the press and create attacking opportunities. A prime example of this came during a build-up involving Wesley Fofana. With Fofana in possession, both Caicedo and Santos were tightly pressed by Matheus Mane and Hee-chan Hwang, while Arokodare and Armstrong stepped up to press Fofana and Trevoh Chalobah. Recognizing the overload, Enzo dropped deeper, forcing Hee-chan Hwang to leave Caicedo and step out to press him. This movement immediately freed Caicedo, allowing Chalobah to find him with a pass. Under pressure, Caicedo played a quick ball into Enzo, who then combined with Santos and Caicedo to bypass Wolves' midfield line. As Wolves players were drawn toward the ball, Palmer dropped deeper to receive, dragging his marker with him and creating space in behind. A quick pass back into Caicedo allowed him to spot Malo Gusto's forward run and thread a perfectly weighted pass into his path. Although Jose Sá reacted quickly to sweep the danger away, the sequence highlighted how Chelsea repeatedly used Wolves' aggressive press against them. In the attacking phase, Chelsea primarily looked to hurt Wolves from wide areas, using the pace of their wingers and fullback overlaps to deliver crosses and cutbacks. Cole Palmer's positioning was especially important. Rather than attacking the box early, he often arrived late and positioned himself around the edge of the penalty area to receive cutbacks. This patience and timing were directly responsible for his third goal.
This match was ultimately a contest of tactical ideas. Rob Edwards set Wolves up with a clear and brave plan: invite Chelsea's press, stretch it horizontally, and attack the space left behind using third-man runs and quick combinations. Structurally, Wolves' build-up was sound, but the lack of technical quality and press resistance in key areas meant their ideas rarely translated into sustained attacking threat. Chelsea, however, showed greater tactical flexibility and in-game control. Their use of a midfield box, intelligent rotations between Enzo Fernández and Cole Palmer, and patience in wide areas allowed them to consistently manipulate Wolves' pressing scheme. Rather than forcing play, Chelsea waited for the right moments to exploit space, especially once Wolves were drawn into aggressive presses. Ultimately, Chelsea won not just through individual brilliance, but through superior execution of their tactical plan. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your manager ratings below. This is Tactical Analysis, breaking down the game beyond the scoreline. See you in the next one.